Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Ken. I'm Kevin, and it's time once again to take a look at this is my carry. This is today's EDC pocket carry, my everyday carry. And this is the picture that I just posted on Instagram just 10 minutes ago. Today is Monday, February 29th. 2016, leap year. I give you the date because every single day I do a pocket dump. And although some of you might not see this for years to come or months to come, I do want to give a date just to let you know it is a daily pocket dump and deconstruction, what I'm calling a deconstruction, where we take apart the Instagram picture. The Instagram is at Keith Kevin Ken. I post about 4 or 5 knife-related videos. It starts really early in the morning. Like today, it started at 5:30 in the morning. And post the first cup of coffee, the knife that I'm playing with, and one of the cigars from my collection. But this is what I'm carrying. And at the end of the day, they'll all be used. So let's get to the deconstruction. By the way, yesterday, the Sunday pocket dump took 24 hours to upload to YouTube. So it got live early in the morning this morning. And I apologize for the lateness. I started it as soon as I was done, and it just took a very long time uploading. Let's hope that's not a trend. Let's go to the pocket dump, the deconstruction. My watch today, it is Monday, which means, hey, I'm starting a new week. And so on a Monday, at least this Monday, I'm in a lot of meetings. So what I'm going to do, I don't know why it's not turned off. What I'm going to do is wear my Apple Watch. I love the Apple Watch. It keeps me on track with all of my appointments and everything. So that's what I'm doing. It's in my rotation. I actually love mechanical watches a lot more. But man, that Apple Watch comes in handy with all the information, the emails and everything just coming to you. And I can keep track in a meeting and not look too rude. Sneak a glance at the watch. The cigar today, as far as Cuban cigars go, the El Rey del Mundo is one of the milder ones that I have in my collection. I just can't wait to celebrate the day with this milder Cuban cigar. It's a light cigar. I really love it. I love the name, El Rey del Mundo. You know, that stands for King of the World. When it was created a long time ago in Cuba. But I really love that, especially as an everyday smoke. And especially to celebrate a day, especially a Monday, when it's finally over. The coin of today is a good old U.S. Silver Eagle. This is a little special one. It's the reverse proof. Give it a little shade. You can see the reverse proof. 2006. It was part of the 20th anniversary set. And so that is the coin of the day. I always carry a lucky silver 1-ounce coin. And that is the good old U.S. Mint Silver Eagle 1-ounce coin. The wallet, as usual, is Coach. I have a wonderful green field guide. And, oh man, I have to start out the day with scotch. Not start out the day with scotch. Let me take that back. I will celebrate with my cigar and some scotch at the end of the day. Now let's talk about I have to correct myself. Now let's start out with the knives. Let's play with knives. My keychain carry, I always have a keychain knife. Actually, it ends up, it's the knife that everyone sees regularly when I throw my keys on the bar or on the desk. They love to play with it. This one is one of my Spyderco cricket collection. I love the cricket. It's nice. That belly lets you do some EDC tasks. That nice reverse S blade from Spyderco. This can be a little dangerous sucker, but also it helps you cut boxes and other things. No one gets scared when you pull out your Cricut. They really don't. And it's beautiful. This is a special sprint run Precision scales. Precision, it's glass fibers smaller than the human hair. They're weaved together and then they put this compound on it that makes it feel as smooth as glass. The word Precision, it comes from a specific silk Japanese kimono. Obviously, the Precision pattern comes from Japan as well. It's a Spyderco pattern, and it is just beautiful. This is the more modern versions of the Cricut. I have a collection of the Cricut, which includes the earlier versions, which are thicker. They have they actually have scales on both sides, and it's a liner lock. Later, it becomes this wonderful, wonderful frame lock for a knife this small. It's one of those little big man knives. It really gets a lot done. Even these fat hands, that's what I love about Spyderco. Look how small this thing is, but even with my fat hands, I have no problems opening it. It's a real nice, classy carry. Like I said, I have a lot of meetings today, so I need a nice little classy carry. And you'll see the next two knives fit that. I was going to go all Precision on you today. And I'll show you the big knife that got away and what set that off. But instead, I went Chris Reeve and just wanted the Cocobolo. You know, I don't carry the Cocobolo knives enough. They are just beautiful, especially this Mnandi. This is Chris Reeve's gentleman folder. It's called the Mnandi. Mnandi in Zulu stands for very nice, and these are very nice knives. If you haven't, if you haven't felt a Mnandi or had it in your hands, man, you're missing out. Tie liners. This, of course, has the Cocobolo inlay, Cocobolo wood. The blade is a wonderful Damascus. Devin Thomas basket weave Damascus. Look how tight those layers of steel are. I just really love this knife. I love it. I have a mini collection. We'll do a mini collection for you for the YouTube channel very soon. That lock is not a liner lock. Yes, I see that Cocobolo wood scale is outside of the lock, but really it is still the Chris Reeve integral lock right here. So it is a liner lock. I'd love to post pictures of this during Frame Lock Friday to confuse people. Oh, man. You know what? This is really a nice kind of Power Monday for me since I have there's that spine. Oh, man. That ladder Damascus is just so wonderful. You can see all the layers. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. I love this knife. I really do. It is the modern day grandpa knife. At least that's what my grandsons call it. I really love that knife. It's the Cocobolo Mnandi Chris Reeve knife. It's perfect for a Monday when you just want to feel like the boss going into meetings. And so, yes, you know, you should never overmatch anything, including your knives. But, man, I had to carry the Cocobolo large Sebenza. Sebenza is Zulu. Again, Chris Reeve is South African. Zulu for work. So this Sebenza with the Cocobolo wood inlays is a beautiful working instrument. It is like any other Sebenza, rock solid, perfectly put together and constructed. There's that integral lock. The inlays always have 3 pieces of wood, or in some cases carbon fiber or whatever, or micarta, Just a nice 3 pieces, 2 on the show side, 1 on the lock side. Look how beautiful. I love how Chris Reeve offset this Cocobolo with that wonderful brown hardware, that brass hardware. It's just beautiful. Will last forever. Obviously, Chris Reeve has a lifetime guarantee, but man, S35VN, all of the more recent Chris Reeves have the S35VN steel. Oh, that's a nice match pair. Let me tell you, I'm going to be prepared for war. Not really war. But I'm going to be prepared for the meetings. I have my Apple Watch to sneak to see what's really going on in my office while I'm in all these meetings. I have the cigar and the scotch to celebrate. Of course, my lucky silver dollar, that Silver Eagle, American Silver Eagle. 2 Chris Reeve knives, the Mnandi that looks very nice and also is a good worker. The Sebenza, and also, of course, my Cricket with Precision. That, my friends, is the pocket carry for today. That's the EDC. That's what made up my Instagram post at Keith Kevin Ken. But you know what? This ain't Instagram. It's YouTube, buddy. This is the Keith Kevin Ken YouTube channel with all of you great people tuning in to play with the knives. By the way, this is not a review show. This is not a review show. This is not a review show. This is we're having fun with knives. We are knife freaks. And, and every single day we get to play with at least 4 knives and talk about them. That's what this show's all about. This right here, it's a knife that is wonderful, but you don't see a lot of. It's the Spyderco R. The Spyderco R. This is what Spyderco calls sprint runs, the limited edition. When Spyderco says sprint run, that means that they're only going to make 1,000 or less of the knife. And once they're gone, they are discontinued. They are not part of the regular production. This is the R. It's in Precision, just like the Cricket. Has that same process, the glass fibers, and that wonderful compound. It makes it very smooth. It's just a wonderful blade. It's VG10. It's that Spyderco leaf blade that you see so often from Spyderco. It's just a wonderful big gentleman's folder. I almost carry this instead of that, so this is the knife that got away. Instead of the Sebenza, I could not get the R out of my mind. I love doing these every day because I can tell you my motivation. I saw an original R, and they always go for way too much, so I always let it pass. I think about getting one, and then I let it pass, and then I go the next morning and pull this out. Here's the R. This is the Precision, right? Let me tell you how the original R looks, okay? Because this is a nice beefy knife, right? So this right here is called the Spyderco Q. Spyderco Q. Imagine this with the blade just carved out in steel, VG10 steel. This is 440C steel. Carved out, and the handle exactly like this. Molded, carved out mold. That is the original R. Can you believe it? So the original R has a blade just like this, except it's in this big leaf size, same size, and that big handle looks like this all cut out. That's the original R. You don't see them come around a lot. You know me, I love sets, but man, they just go for way too much. Sometimes, maybe I'll catch one when I'm flush with money. But, you know, we're getting up to tax time. So I don't know about you, but I pay. So that's coming. That is the R. Let me talk a little bit about this because it's unfair to go, so the R looks just like this, the original one. It does. This is the Q. What a unique carry, huh? Well, what happened was Sal By the way, this knife, if you look at it and go, what a little play knife. Well, in 1995, it won Blade Magazine's Knife of the Year award. Okay? So, knife professionals took it serious. Here's what Sal wanted to do. He wanted to do a very, very, very light knife. He wanted to see how light he could make it. This is about an ounce, a little over an ounce. So this knife is about like that coin as far as weight. Of course, no weight. So he gets the process where he can do all of these cutouts, the cutout of the blade. Now, of course, Sal makes blades to use. He wanted people to use this. This is the serrated edge, the Spidey edge. Of course, there is a plain edge version as well, a little harder to find. He also created two things that he wanted to put in a knife. So he wanted it light. He wanted to see how few moving parts he could put into a knife. And he wanted to use two of his inventions. I love this about Sal and about Spyderco, that they love knives and they like to be innovative. Now this is, remember, early 1990s. So Sal does this, what he calls the offset spring clip. So you know how I always rave about the wire clip, and this looks like a wire clip. But actually, the reason it calls an offset spring clip is this is the second version of the knife, I believe. I think the original only had two. You know, you could carry it up, knife blade up, or knife blade down. But with this is how simple it is to change. You just see how that moves? I would take it out, but then I'll spend all day trying to put it in. You squeeze them together, you take it out, you squeeze them together, you put it back in. That quick. That's the offset spring clip. It just comes right out. Then he has the spring lock. So the lock is a very unique lock. Now listen to this. So it comes up and it's locked, right? Well, this is the lock. He has this spring contraption. And so when it's laying there, then it comes, here comes, and then it locks right in there for the lock. That's the spring lock. So imagine this big knife that looks like that. Of course, the Q led way to a lot of things. When you have a blade like that, you can play with the things that you can put on the blade. I have 3 of these. This is, of course, the U.S. flag. There are also versions that have, you know, company names in it. I hear there's one with the Jolly Rogers pirate flag. I would love that. I hear it goes for a bunch of bucks. I haven't seen one. But it's just wonderful. And then, of course, what I love is when you go against the grain. And this is one that's exactly like the Q, but it has a solid blade instead, 440 steel. Everything else is exactly the same. That's the innovation that you get with Spyderco. Again, 1995 Blade Magazine's Knife of the Year. I bring those out to give you a reference because the R, which was the knife that got away, the original looks something like this. And I just couldn't get it out of my mind. They come up every now and then. I look at it, I go, oh, I love it. But you know, some people price them like a Sebenza, and I've got about 6 Sebenzas on my wish list. So there you have it, folks. That's it. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope it doesn't take 24 hours for this to come up. I'm hoping that by the end of the day, you'll be able to watch this pocket dump deconstruction. I'm Kevin from Keith, Kevin, Ken. Really thank you for all of your time. Really appreciate it. Hey, you have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Don't forget to thumb this up. It really helps me to pass the word about the Keith, Kevin, Ken YouTube channel. And hit that subscribe button. I want you to become a part of this thing we're creating together where we just talk about knives every single day. Okay? Thanks a lot, you guys. You have a perfect one. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.